Welcome back to Inside the Middle East. The Arabian Peninsula is the historic heart of Arab civilization, and even further back in history, it's believed the biblical kingdom of Sheba once thrived in what is now Yemen. Yemen's modern-day capital, Sana'a, is famous for its unique architecture and colourful souks, packed inside the ancient and fortified centre. Ben Wiedemann now travels back in time to old Sana'a.
Above the bustle of the market, you hear a constant sound. Metal on stone, mortars on bricks, men at work. All aimed at preserving Old Sana'a, declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO, the UN Educational, Social and Cultural Organization. But for the satellite dishes, the skyline in this densely populated district of the Yemeni capital hasn't changed in centuries. When you enter Old Sana'a, you slip through a looking glass into the distant past. This is a city that traces its history to Shem, the son of Noah of biblical fame. But this is not a museum, it is a living and breathing city. The job of keeping it alive and breathing has fallen to Abdullah Isa, who heads the government body charged with preserving Old Sana'a.
We want people to understand the beauty and the benefit of keeping our heritage alive.
Abdullah took me through the city's alleys, designed to allow two fully packed camels to pass side by side, and opened my eyes to the complexity of the task at hand. Many of the houses, almost all hundreds of years old, have come crashing down, their shallow foundations weakened by water seepage from pipes installed in recent decades.
This house, it was very highly affected, so they have to rebuild it again.
So they're taking it apart?
Yes.
And they're numbering all the stones?
To return them again. This is the beauty of this traditional way of material and techniques.
The center of the old city is the Jamal Kabir, the Great Mosque.
This is the oldest mosque maybe in the Arabian Peninsula. It was built in the 6th year of Hijrah.
Inside, the traditions of prayer and learning carried on and passed to a new generation. While elsewhere in the mosque, an intense effort is underway to restore this ancient building to its previous glory, including painstaking and precise work to uncover magnificent wood carvings that date back hundreds of years, classic examples of Islamic art.
It's a very difficult process, not easy. They use a special kind of material and liquids that can not affect the color, just take the dust and without taking off the colors.
Every district in Old Sana'a has a mikshama, a public garden, providing food and pleasant green space between the tightly packed buildings, and underscoring the holistic nature of the traditional Islamic city, ancient urban design with lessons for the present and the future. So really, when we talk about Old Sana'a and the architecture, it's not a story about necessarily the past, it's a story about how in the future buildings could be better made to fit the environment, to save...
That's true, that's true. This is why we said it is something you have to learn from. It's not necessarily to replicate it or to imitate it. The lesson to learn is how to be as good as they were.
The residents of Old Sana'a do appreciate the treasure that is their city. Air traffic controller Wadah al-Rukehi invited us to his home. And how long have you lived in this house?
About 4 years. About 4 years. But it is very old. But we bought it. We bought it after I had married. We bought this house.
It's small but comfortable, a good place to entertain guests and pass the time, chewing ghat, a mild stimulant beloved of Yemenis. Are you happy living in this house? Do you like this house?
Yes, I like it so much. because not the house. I like Old Sana'a city a lot. I can't live out of Old Sana'a city because I had born there.
But one problem in the old city is that there just aren't enough resources or time to do everything. On the ground floor of his 700-year-old home, which houses 3 families, about 30 people, money changer Yahya Asta tells us he's asked the government for years to help renovate the building before it collapses. The government, he says, has offered to pay for accommodations for Yahya and his family for 1 month. But, Yahya says, the renovation will take 2 to 3 years. The authorities are struggling to do what they can to preserve the old city, well aware perhaps of an old Yemeni proverb that says, Sana'a must be seen, however long the journey. A journey through time and space. Ben Wiedemann, CNN, Sana'a for Inside the Middle East.
That's it for this edition of Inside the Middle East. If you have any questions or comments, email the show at mideast@cnn.com and check out our website, cnn.com/IME. I'm Brent Sadler in Beirut. Thanks for joining us.